Our top focus at this hour, the European Commission set new rules for Russian travellers looking for EU entry visas. This comes in response, of course, to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Let's listen in.
Russian citizens should not have easy access to the EU. And of course, to be a tourist in the EU is not a fundamental right. Today, the Commission has adopted a proposal to fully suspend the EU visa facilitation agreement with Russia. At the moment, there is no basis for trust, no basis for a privileged relation between EU and Russia. This suspension means Russian citizens will no longer enjoy privileged access to the EU.
The EU Home Affairs Commissioner has now revealed new rules. They are likely to get quick approval from member state capitals in the upcoming days. Last week, the ministers of the EU member states had agreed to suspend the 2007 EU-Russia visa facilitation deal. Ministers did not want an outright ban on Russian travellers. However, they had asked Brussels to come up with new rules. So what is being proposed as part of this new rule? Russians applying for visas to enter the Schengen travel zone will now pay a fee of $84 instead of $34. The travel zone comprises 22 EU member states along with Norway, Iceland, Switzerland and other countries as well. The processing time for visa requests will be extended from 10 days to 15 days. The scrutiny will continue up until 45 days in some cases. Multiple entry visas will be restricted. Applicants will have to provide more documentary evidence to support their bids from now on. The Commission will also propose EU countries to not recognize Russian passports issued in the occupied regions of Ukraine. Last week, the Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov had said that the EU decision would make things difficult for Russian travellers. He had also denounced the move as, quote-unquote, another ridiculous decision in a series of ongoing absurdities. Finland, Poland, Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania have begun to tighten border controls. They had also called for an outright visa ban. However, France and Germany argued against the ban. They said that relations with private Russian citizens were valuable. Finally, the EU ministers settled on suspending visa facilitation. Now, for more details, we are being joined by our correspondent, Ross Cullen from Paris. Ross, welcome to the broadcast. Now, the European Commission has set new rules for Russian travellers in particular, looking for EU entry visa. Tell our viewers, how difficult has it become for Russians to obtain these visas as of now, and what is the blowback from the Russians?
Hi Priyanka, yes, this is a move that was agreed informally at the end of August and then formally this week by the European Union to suspend that 2007 visa facilitation agreement, making it harder for Russians to get into the European Union, although there will always be a space, the EU's Home Affairs Commissioner did say, for dissidents, journalists and human rights activists trying to get into the European Union. The time that it's going to take to process your visa is going to be longer. The list of documents you need to supply to get that visa is also going to be longer, and there will be an increased cost as well. This is a move by the European Union to try to show that it is keeping up with its aim of continued increasing pressure on Moscow as the war in Ukraine continues. There was disagreement between Paris and Berlin on one side and the Baltic states in particular, with that on the border with Russia and other Russian border states like Poland. They wanted to see a full travel ban in effect, but there was a feeling in France and Germany that that might just cut off the route into the European Union for Russians who are trying to flee from Russia back into the European Union. So that's the situation when it comes to the European Union's attitude towards sanctions and penalties and increasing restrictions on Russia, is that it needs to try to keep up the pressure or come up with new ideas and new restrictions to show that it is serious about forcing Vladimir Putin to stop the invasion of Ukraine.
Right, absolutely. Ross, just to follow up to that, this tit for tat when it comes to sanctions has created plenty of hurdles for the continent in general. As you mentioned, the visa hurdle, it has angered the Russians. Russians have called it absurd, to say the least. We also have an energy crisis that is confronting Europe as of now ahead of the winter months. What more can you tell us about that?
Yes, European Union member states are rushing to try to come up with a plan for each country specifically and for the EU more broadly for this winter for gas and electricity supplies. They are also working to try to fill up their gas storage facilities. France is, for example, trying to fill it by the end of October to try to get its gas storage at 100%. We know that Emmanuel Macron and Olaf Scholz did have a call earlier this week about how France and Germany specifically can help each other through the winter. That is going to be one of the main things that the European Union is going to try to work on, how member states can help each other if there are particular shortfalls or are particular countries that are feeling the pressure more specifically, that they could maybe be helped out by neighbour states or by other European Union member countries.
Right, Ross, thanks so much for all those updates and thanks for joining us on this broadcast at this hour. WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.